So cool. Really neat stuff. So this is the outline of the level?
Yeah, it starts out as like a bubble diagram, you know.
It's almost a map, yeah?
Yeah, it's really rough. And actually, with this particular map, you can see this level designer, Michael Licht, he took all of his ideas and my ideas and molded them together and formed a path for the player to take.
So this is actually how you'd be walking through. This is where Django was. You were in the forest right there.
Yeah. This is the area I started out and goofed around. You run into all kinds of enemy emplacements. And as we go further and further through the process, we work out detailed areas. And
are puzzles put in at this level, or?
Well, this game doesn't really focus on puzzles. Django's he's an action man. He's he doesn't have time to talk or carry keys. In fact, if he comes to a locked door, he's more apt to cut it down with his laser torch and kick it down than ask somebody for a key.
Now, is this the next level, or what is this?
No, these are just, this is a more detailed version of one of the areas you saw in the previous drawing. So it talks about ambush points where we want enemies to be placed, a path that we'd want a creature to follow, and then some big ideas that might require new technology, special kinds of art requirements, so to keep the programmers abreast of what's going on.
On gun nest, snipe opportunity, so they'll have to make sure that they can do that kind of thing. Infiltrate building to gain access. I find it really interesting you don't work on the computer for this kind of stuff.
No, sometimes it's fastest to just pump out ideas on paper, and Mike did a great job of fleshing this whole thing out.
Let's give him credit. Michael Licht. Michael Licht.
One of the LDs on our project.
LD
short for level designer.
Right. And is this the kind of thing, what kind of training to become a level designer?
Well, a lot of them, level design is kind of a broad term. It can mean mission designs for a flight sim where you just figure out what planes are going to attack, or guys who actually build out the geometry of the level. In this case, he starts out on paper, and he takes us all the way to the geometry stage where he fleshes out the level. We're running around in a big, rough environment for way before we're finished with the game, and then the artists come in and they help him flesh it out even more. And you're involved intimately in the design of the game.
Right. These people, the artists, would be graphic designers.
Meanwhile, the artists are busy sketching out, how things are going to look. So we're coming up with tree houses
that's pretty cool.
for the aliens who live on this particular planet.
Yeah, there's a tree house, other houses. Look at that. These are very. So this is now. How are we going to get to the computer on this? I mean, does somebody then draw it in the computer?
Yeah, well, then we take all these and we make 3D models out of them, and then we have texture.
What do you mean
artists.
3D models? In the computer?
Yeah, the whole game is developed in a 3D art package, and it's not unlike the kind you can go buy for yourself.
Right.
And we just go and texture it, light it, paint it, put all kinds of neat things in like water effects and special effects.
Now, as we start to get the color, this almost looks like Disney cells. I mean, these are animated cells.
This really helps the level designer visualize what he's trying to do, and then of course it gives everybody an idea what the game's going to look like.
Let's go back now that we've seen the level kind of go through its progress here. Maybe we can go back and play a little bit more. Look at that final color one. Oh, that's beautiful. That's just gorgeous. So the level designer like Mike isn't necessarily a graphic artist. He might be somebody who's played a lot of games.
And in many cases, they do have a lot of artistic talent. In many cases, these guys will build out a lot of the art for the level. But they're so busy trying to get the gameplay. Like where does Django jump to? What kind of ledge does he grab? All these kinds of things. These are the things that you want to have an artist, meanwhile, working on. Geez, how am I going to get that tree to blow in the wind, or fireflies, moving around in the forest and things like that.
Available for GameCube and PlayStation 2. How soon? In a couple of weeks?
Yeah, a couple of weeks. PlayStation 2 should be in stores November 22nd.